It's been a long day, everybody. We understand that it's been a while, but we are finally getting ready to watch the finals. I hope everyone enjoyed watching both semifinal matchups and the third place matchup as well. But myself, Freight Train, and Gore Miser, if I can't have F Dot here with me, Gore, there's no one else I'd rather have than you.
Yeah, man, it's going to feel great to see this because, I mean, we just saw Mike and Ikes have a very strong performance up against Team Ego, and Team Ego was relatively stacked, so knowing that they're coming into this and obviously all of the names on them, everyone recognizes, everyone loves them. We've got Polar Bear Mike, who's probably like the best name in Smite to use as a copy pasta, but all across the board, they're really strong. And Astral Authority.
Oh, yeah, Astral Authority. We'll get into them in a little bit, but let's just take a look and go over Nike, Sylvanas, Changa, Terra, all going to be banned out of the mix, not wanting to deal with any of those characters. And then possibly looking at this first pick is Mike and Ikes, as they're going to be on the Chaos side of things. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and grab. Snoopy's been pretty comfortable with this character. It seems that this has been a priority pick for Snoopy, and they're going to grab the Jingwei. But yeah, continue Astral Authority. You casted them in Challengers NA, second place.
Yeah, they had dominating performance pretty much that entire time. And then surprisingly enough, like I thought Jeff Henla and his amazing friends were going to be able to kind of take at least one game on them, force that into a best of three. Astral Authority sat dominantly in that series, and now both of them coming in. Astral Authority from the top side of the bracket, Mike and Ikes from the bottom. So far, none of the picks and none of the bans are really too surprising to me. All across the board, everything seems pretty standard.
Well, Shake are going to be running that Raw in the mid lane, and then Sobek is a flexible pick. I expect that to kind of go into the solo lane. Normally, when you see it picked up that early, it becomes that solo lane flexible pick, again, depending on what's available. It does look like the Giannis is going to get grabbed here for the mid lane role, and that's going to be the first time we're going to see Met on him today, I believe. I think we've seen the Scylla and the Zeus more often than not. Ymir gonna be now. If there's a guy called Polar Bear Mike and he's gonna run the Ymir, that just makes some sense.
That's entirely possible. I mean, earlier we got to see like Fine OK ran Ymir in the jungle, so maybe taking a playbook out of that. But Mike and Ike's, like you said, Polar Bear Mike more than likely gonna have that one as a support all across the board. He is very dominant. I mean, with Sylvanas taken off the board, with Terra taken off the board, he wants some CC. He's got the wall. He's got the freeze. He's going to bring it in. And Hu Yi on the other side, that's going to be an interesting matchup against the Jingwei.
One of Famous Hate's most played gods, and he loves this character. One of his favorites, as I was going to say famous, and it is that as well. Again, this guy, I've got videos from Friday Night Smite from, forever ago of him just crazy bounce shots when this character first came out. But getting back into the ban phase, it looks like Mike and Ikes don't want to deal with the Erlong, so they're going to go ahead and eliminate that. I'm really excited. I love anytime I see Famous on Hui, it's normally always a good game.
I'm noticing kind of a pattern really coming out from Astral Authority. I mean, Sylvanas taken off the board, Terra being taken off the board. They don't want Polar Bear Mike to have that. After grabbing the Ymir, immediately turning their sights. Guan Yu Vamana, they're targeting down the solo lane. They know what they don't want to deal with, and they're taking care of it.
Well, they definitely got to take care of business here today. We'll see if they can. The rest of the picks and the bans are coming through, and it looks like we're going to get rid of that pesky old tier. Don't want to deal with that anymore. Now, we saw Basket have the craziest strat as far as putting points into his abilities. Didn't even put a point into his ult until level 10.
We're going to be seeing, I mean, I feel like right now, both of these comps are pretty standard all across the board. I feel like Astral Authority are getting pushed back on the picks. Ymir still kind of stands out to me. We have Bacchus being locked in, which to me is really good. We've seen him a few times, mainly because the anti-heal is good against Sylvanas. But coming in, he still has a lot of CC, and I know me and you have talked about this. His ultimate is so good at stealing objectives away. He belly flop in, knock up anyone here who's nearby, drop the Intoxicate, you deal damage all around, and you can steal either a Gold Fury, a Fire Giant. It's very, very potent.
I mean, it definitely ends up making a lot of sense. We will see as Ratatasker. Okay, so this is probably going to go to Mask here. And, well, Bakasura, only one other position for it to go, correct? And this is going to be a Cyclone spin. Bakasura solo lane. Get your Season 2 popcorn out of the microwave, my friends. We're going old school with the Baka solo from Cyclone.
Yeah, pulling back to his roots. Cyclone spin in Season 2, he was like the assassin solo laner. He was top of the world. The only time he was ever really toppled was when it shifted more towards that warrior state. Omega became kind of more prominent than Cyclone. bringing out this Bakasura, there's a reason that he's still good. He still has that true damage on his kit, so this is going to be a very strong pick. We'll
see how it goes. Let's get into the game, guys. And as we do, I really want to go ahead and point out the fact that this is I really enjoy Astral Authority as a Challenger Cup team. And what I really enjoy the most is the players that are playing for them. I have watched Fine OK. I have watched Sheikah, Famous, Ratcheteer. Man, I've watched all those guys from way back in when, I mean, me and Gore have been casting these guys in Friday Night Smite tournaments that we do, all sorts. It is one of the most gratifying experiences to keep casting a player and over again and to watch them grow, right, Gore? I mean, they've just developed so well in front of us.
Absolutely, and you get to learn more about them as a player overall. Like, you see Ratcheteer, and I was comparing him earlier. Ratcheteer and Jeff Himla have very similar styles of support play. They are very much the kind of people who will give their lives to keep their team alive, no matter what it means. And the same thing kind of goes like Fine OK, Masked. They can be kind of similar. Fine OK does get very aggressive, and I expect to see that on this Thor. But Masked on this Ratatoskr, I feel, is going to have a little bit more of a field day, as an Invade is going to be coming out from.
This is Mike and Ike's staple playbook right now, just seeming like, yo, we're going to go straight to speed. Look at Cyclone. He's actually going to eat the big minion, or on the Harpy side of things. And, well, so he's going to take that experience away. Polar Bear is going to end up throwing down the ice carpet and get himself a little bit of experience. And here we go. I mean, this is just pure utmost aggression that Astral is not prepared for.
I actually think this is a similar start to something we saw. Astral Authority had to deal with their jungle being taken away from them while they were up against Jeff and his amazing friends. So having that happen here, I mean, it's never going to be something that you want. It obviously really sucks because, as you can see, like, everyone's falling behind, especially on the right side of the map. But they can play from behind. This is a team that knows what they're doing, so they should be able to kind of make up for that. Unfortunately, Cyclone's been on this Bakasura. That's the kind of character you don't want to get ahead.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, Eat Minion is so potent. He's going to go ahead and just grab the small one. So he's going to go ahead and delay that blue buff. But in the mid lane, here we go. Sheikah, 3/4 health already down. Polar Bear Mike unable to connect with the carpet right there. And, well, Fine OK throwing his hammer, teleports out. It's got to be careful. He's only level 1. And, again, that's kind of what happens when you go ahead and strip the jungle away from the opposing team, is you just limit their experience. They're going to be level 1. I mean, this sounds simple, guys. It's like, oh, yeah, no kidding. Obviously, if you get the experience, but it really can slow down the momentum of a team that's used to playing a certain way.
And when you look at it, while Astral Authority, they have some early game potential. I mean, Thor doesn't really suffer early on. Ra isn't that bad early on, but their entire team strengthens the later the game goes, and the fact that they're getting that XP kind of starvation, they're not going to be able to hit that point anytime soon. They're going to have to kind of sit back and play this really passively. Mike and Ikes can take advantage of this the entire way, and these are the kind of players that will pick at those mistakes. They will take that small lead and extend it. As Sheikah getting stunned out, it's actually not going to get too far aggressed on. He was just outside of his tower, but all across the board, this is the kind of lead that Mike and Ikes need.
I want to talk about that lead. As soon as you said lead, I was like, let me see exactly what it is. I decided to hit the grab button real fast. We're at 2 minutes and 20 seconds in the game. 2,000 experience? 1,000 experience per minute lead? Like, that's insane. Again, that's just all the camps being taken, and just this aggressive nature of Mike and Ike. I mean, this is just a strong showing from these guys. I mean, they've obviously, again, we talked about this is a quote ragtag, but this is a ragtag team put together of professional players versus, again, the Challenger Cup scene. Now, Astral Authority, I talked about how I love the players and I love watching them grow. But there has been one curse with these guys, Gore, and you know it as well as I do. They have been second place warriors. They have always fell to the runner-up. You know, they've never got that prom king award. They've always been, it never seems to happen for them. They beat the old COG guys. Can they somehow do something here versus Mike and Ike?
And it's almost similar to what we saw yesterday. We saw a team of Challenger players who had played together. They knew each other really well. They had that team play, and they were able to topple down the kind of ragtag team of pros. But like you had mentioned, players on this team, I mean, Polar Bear Mike and Cyclone Spin are on the same team. I can guarantee that Mast has jungled with Cyclone Spin and Met Yankee several times before this. And Polar Bear Mike and Snoopy is definitely a duo lane that has happened before.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And again, I just kind of, this aggressive nature, I mean, the more and more I watch it, this lead is building quickly. And that's not a good sign for Astral Authority. I mean, Mango now just hitting level 5, just Baka's level 6. He can't really do a lot against the Bakasura. The mid Harpies do get secured at least 3-way split coming for the boys in red. Fino K at 4 minutes in the game is still level 4. He's about to hit 5 off 1 creep. But again, that's 4 minutes in the game, and he hasn't hit level 5 until right now. That's showing you how slow this game is going and how fast it is going for Mike and Ike.
You know, the more I think about it, the more I think that Cyclone Spin, like, this isn't just a flavor pick. This isn't just, hey, I want to play Baka. This is, I'm going up against a solo tank. I can eat through him with my true damage, and let's go ahead and take their buffs. He just eats the big minion and gets it immediately, like we just saw with their own speed buff. All he has to do is go into the other jungle, do that, and with the amount of damage output, as long as he stacks this lead, he just eats through anybody who stands in his way. And right now, Mango is the person who's kind of being that wall.
All right, well, again, yeah, that wall is going to be important to deal with, and they're going to have to get past it. Astral Authority is going to have to break that wall and get through it if they want a chance, to be honest. Because, again, looking at this graphs, there hasn't been a kill yet, guys. We're at 5 minutes in the game, and that lead is now 3K experience and 2,000 gold. I can't say enough how impressive that is at 5 minutes just to show superior farming just from this team. And again, throwing a team off of their game by doing cheeky invades and running around in this Bakasura, which you might not be used to. And speaking of might not be used to, Famous is used to getting ganked. He's going to meet a wall, though, but he should be just fine. Polar Bear is going to walk in, though. Freeze beats out, and Mask also joins the fun. I didn't even see him in the air, and First Blood going the way of the rat.
So while that was going on, I don't know if you noticed the pings that came out on the map on top of Fino K. I thought for sure, you know, Cyclone Spin, I think, noticed that Fino K was coming over. Those pings solidified it. Not only did he know he was there, he was watching and waiting to see when he would leave, making sure the gank wouldn't happen. As in the duo lane, we're going to be seeing Mask getting low after Snoopy picked up a kill. Through space and time has come through, though, and this is going to be a relatively large rotation as Met Yankee comes through just to make sure that his team can get out.
So the solo kill ended up happening in the right-hand lane, and while you were talking about what was going on in the duel, I was kind of watching that fight to see if we get a chance, but that ended so quickly. So Mango ends up ulting the wave, which is what you do as a Sobek when you're low mana. Cyclone just says, I got my jump, what's the big deal? He knows the timing. He knows exactly when Mango's going to pop this ultimate or how long it lasts. He gets out of it. He jumps up in the air. Then all of a sudden just chases him down again with those Butcher Blades and able to go ahead and take him out. I mean, again, at this point in time, with only cooldown boots available, even if he has defense, we're still talking about 2 damage, as you mentioned.
So about a minute and a half ago, there were no kills on the board. Now there are 3 kills sitting on the board for Mike and Ikes. And while we've seen some control coming out of Astral Authority and like a little bit of fight back, it's tipped slowly but surely. Like looking at the graphs, you just see it's a mountain that is being built as Fino K comes crashing down onto Mask. Mask trying to do something. Mask actually turning it around. Fino K barely getting out by the sliver of health that he had left. Snipes coming through from Sheikah, but it's not going to be able to pick anything up. And he's going to go low.
Oh my god, and he's going to go for Sheikah. Wow, I mean, that takes a lot of courage to sit there and try to jump into the kill, but just barely escaping is Mask, and now all of a sudden Met Yankee forced to use that little portal, and you know, sometimes the little portal's all that matters. Sheikah has enough mana that he needs to heal up, but the right-hand Harpies aren't going to go down to blue. Sheikah choosing the back, Fino K choosing the back. If they notice all these backs, they might attempt Gold Fury, but they weren't really on any wards. Again, oh, Met Yankee went for that little snipe shell pop by Ratcheteer. Doesn't want to deal with it. Honestly, that's an ult for a shell. Positive ends up going the way of Met Yankee because his ult will come back first.
All across the board, everything seems relatively standard. I feel like right now Cyclone Spin is kind of holding the position, not only because he got the solo kill, and he is relatively pushed up for the solo lane, but once he starts making those rotations, like he hasn't used his ult yet. That's going to apply a slow, he's going to spawn some minions, and he's going to have AoE autos, and he's going to be able to eat through some people. And I feel like he's going to make a little bit more of an impact than we're going to be seeing from Mango, he's going to be another frontliner, but Bakasura eats frontliners as he's doing right now. Mango taking a ton of damage.
Well, Fino K is here, level 11 versus level 7, and Cyclone's trying to do what he can. He took the tower shot. He was trying to aggro. Mango was literally almost dead. One more auto attack might have done it, but here comes Mask and the wall. Here we go. Can Fino K find this kill? 2 levels down, but low mana is Mask. Only has maybe enough for his boost, but without the speed buff, Fino K struggling to catch up to him. Forced the hammer, but really unable to do it. Oh, Fino K is going for the ult, but so is Mask. They're just both in the air.
The Gold Fury, however, was being taken that entire time. Famous Hate got the Suns down, and he came over, but there was no time for him to really grab that. And as it stands, Mike and Ike saw the rotation. There were 3 people on the right-hand side. They called for the Gold Fury and got it no problem right now. We're seeing Snoopy fight down, and he's winning this engagement. Man, Yankee gonna get the kill on the Famous Hate. Ratcheteer's the next one in their sights, but Mango's arrived, and Snoopy is very low.
Well, I mean, Ratcheteer tried to do his best for body block purposes. Mango ends up popping no early. Ratcheteer so low. I mean, again, literally one-shottable. That's the definition right there. Here comes Sheikah. Oh, no beads on Mango, but it doesn't matter. He's able to live through the portal effect. I thought that might have been death. Here comes the unstable vortex. Mango. Man, just kind of walked into it. You knew it was coming.
Yeah, and it's exactly what we expect to see, really. Like, I mean, once you walk into that kind of scenario, you're going to fall. There's no real getting out of it. Matt Yankee, kind of low on mana, low on health, but everyone really on Mike and Ikes has this distinct advantage, a level advantage. They have the gold advantage right now, and really the closest matchups are the jungle and the ADC, but so far I haven't seen the same impact out of Astral Authority as they had earlier on this tournament.
I mean, Final K doing everything he can, but Regurgitate so potent. Cyclone going to end up just letting the minions try to do all the chasing he can. Final K is here. Cyclone's ult down. The bounce shot will connect on one, but nothing else right there as Mask is still plenty of HP. Mike going to freeze 2. He's going to carpet 2 more. He's going to be slowed and knocked up, but Polar Bear Mike level 10. Ratcheteer is going to get absolutely bursted by this shard, and Mask is going to jump in. Why not? But he's still alive.
Mask has been incredibly aggressive all day today. Mango going to take a huge chunk from the unstable vortex. Ratcheteer and him both below half health. Sheikah does have a heal coming up soon.
Met's ult is up in 3 seconds. I guarantee he's going to try to snipe this. Like,
he's going to go for the snipe. The heal
he's looking for it right now. He's kind of hanging around this wall. He's going to take a little bit of damage from the tower, but let's see if he can be cheeky around this and actually get it. Oh, Final K going to land on top. Let's see. Met going to throw the unstable vortex backwards, and he's going to go aggressive with it.
Yeah, he throws it right at, hits Sheikah, and does get some damage down. And that forces a little bit of a retreat from Astral Authority. And Matt Yankee actually going to turn and pick up Final K over in the right-hand jungle, just doing a little bit more damage than I feel like he expected. Sheikah now trying to fight. Jing Wei ult not going to connect with him. Unstable Vortex not going to connect. And Matt Yankee with a nice portal going to be able to find himself in maybe a worse position as Sheikah is waiting for him. Famous Hate chasing him down. But so far, nobody's been able to pick up the kill.
Yeah, Snoopy's just in the tower right now. Sheikah's trying to heal the best he can. He's looking for maybe Met. Unstable Vortex. Met Yankee. Did Sheikah not see him? I guess he must have thought he was a... Oh, I feel so bad right there. That's just got to be a tilt factor times 10. Just waiting behind the wall, and you literally just walked into an unstable vortex. Cyclone making his presence known as he makes the rotation. Here comes Final K doing what he can, but Mask will use the flurry and just pretty much annihilate him. And here comes Cyclone with those minions.
This is how you use the lead. Like, there's no other way to really put it. Mike and Ikes maintained their lead. They grabbed it early on with that invade and have just pushed it to the limit. It's sitting at 12 minutes. They just took a tier 2 in mid. They've taken the tier 1 on right. They've gotten a Gold Fury. And, I mean, as it stands, 8 kills to 2. No fight has really gone in favor of Astral Authority yet.
Yeah, honestly, this is the positive about being in a best of 3 scenario, because let's be honest. Again, I mean, I'll take a quick peek at the graphs with that Gold Fury still getting ready to spawn in the next 60 seconds. This is 12 minutes and change, and we're looking at 13K plus nearly 10K gold. That's just devastating. I mean, we know how big gold and obviously this lead is already. Astral just can't fight into this. I mean, Ratcheteer's level 10. He's getting annihilated. Sheikah's heal doesn't even matter. He's level 10. They don't have their second actives. Most of Mike and Ike do, and here comes another team fight, and this could be the end.
Polar Bear Mike going to get a freeze in the backline through space and time coming through. Famous Hate eating a chunk of damage to the face, forced to run away as Mask picks up Sheikah. Snoopy now in the middle of 3, trying his best to fight, going to use his ultimate, not going to connect with anybody. Mango was knocked up in the air, but he's going to fall anyway. Fine, okay, looking for the kill. He gets a double tap. Polar Bear Mike so close to dying, but not going to be enough as the rest of the team turns, and Fine, okay, now in the sights, is going to fall down with them.
Well, positive is Ratcheteer got a kill at 1 HP, and after that, they will go ahead and say, you know what, guys, we really didn't do what we were supposed to do. We're a better team than that. Let's attempt to bring it to game number 2. And honestly, I don't dislike this, especially when you're down 10K at 15 minutes. Why seriously go ahead and waste the time? That's my biggest question. It's like, why waste the time?
Especially when you're in a best of 3, you're falling behind. You know you're not going to be able to get back into this game because every time you try, you just keep going further and further down the slope. So at this point, you know, F6, get into it, kind of get your fresh mindset, come into the next game as strong as you can. Unfortunately, that puts them at a 1-0 deficit. So if Mike and Ikes win the next game, that's it.
Yeah, we'll see what Astral can do. Again, I've said they've always been the second place team. I mean, it just seems to be the curse that these guys have. And I know eventually they'll end up breaking it. Let's see if they can get out of the funk here in game number 2.